Welcome back to NatChat. We're still joined here by John Leonard. Welcome back, John.
Thank you.
Now, I understand that you also visited the Pantanal.
Yes, we did.
What is the Pantanal?
The Pantanal is in Brazil. It's the largest wetland on Earth. It comprises about 200,000 square kilometres in area.
Oh, that's amazing. That's bigger than some countries.
It's home to a massive array of wildlife. Firstly, we went fishing for piranhas.
Oh, wow. Did you eat the piranhas?
We did, but I must say they're not very meaty. They're very bony. We used bamboo canes with a line and hook on, and obviously meat as bait. We're under the instruction of the guide there, and whenever we caught them, he de-hooked them. And I remember watching him de-hook them, and suddenly he was bitten in his thumb by the razor-sharp teeth of the piranhas. And I think he was taken back because it was a very deep cut and he had to go in to see the doctor on site there. It just demonstrated to me how dangerous these fish are.
Now, whereabouts were you staying when you were staying around the wetlands? Were you sleeping on a boat, or is there somewhere else more stable that you can actually stay around there?
Yeah, we stayed in the lodges, which were quite similar to the ones we stayed in the Amazon. But once again, they provided food and services. We were able to go into a bar and have a few beers at the end of the evening, which had mosquito netting. So it wasn't luxury, but we weren't roughing it.
Now, John, I think that you mentioned before that you visited one of the highest cities in the world. What place in which country was that one in?
That's Potosi in Bolivia, which is home to one of the largest mining industries, or certainly it was one of the largest mining industries in the world. At one point the city was the wealthiest place in Latin America, due primarily to the silver that they mined in the area. But unfortunately now it's not so wealthy. Much of the silver has gone, but they do continue to mine silver ore from the mine. Now, we went on a guided tour of these mines and actually went 50 metres into the side of the mountain, and it was very primitive indeed. These tunnels, firstly we had to stoop, or I did, and quite tall, and literally crawl down into the mountain. The tunnels were supported by wooden logs, and the miners in there were using traditional tools, a hammer and a pick, aided by, you've guessed it, dynamite. Oh,
that would have been a little bit frightening. Were you actually down there when they were detonating this dynamite?
Yeah, I thought, guided tours, surely they won't be working. No, I was wrong. At one point they ushered us into a side tunnel. Boom, there's a whole vibration from the implosion of the dynamite. And they said not to worry, it's just the miners digging away.
Sure, that would have been quite scary with just wooden beams holding up that ceiling. Yeah. Now, you also had another story about some dynamite. Can you tell us about that?
The guide, in this instance, took great pleasure in demonstrating to us the effects of dynamite. I volunteered to assist him in this little show, and I was told to rub the dynamite together. It sounds ludicrous, but to form a ball, we made the package, and then he lit it. And this fuse, I think, had about 2 minutes to go, and he quite calmly put it around my neck, much to the other girls on the tour's delight. And then, of course, when he knew it was going off, he wandered off down the mountain and set it off.
Now, there was one favourite place that you kind of wrapped up your tour with. Which place was that?
The salt flats are in Bolivia. They are the largest salt flats in the world. They comprise an area of 10,500 kilometres squared, and they consist of salt primarily. I think years ago there used to be lakes, but with plate tectonics and the movement of the land, they dried out. It was quite cold and hostile there, but yet the Bolivian people were making ends meet in terms of sorting the salt and selling it for commercial purposes. We visited an island, strangely enough, called Fish Island. I don't know why it's called Fish Island, because it was populated by thousands of cacti, some of which were very old and very tall.
Okay, is that the only thing that can naturally grow around this kind of area?
To be honest, I don't know, but it's going to be a good, interesting topic to do some more research on.
Definitely.
It surprised me how anything could grow out there. It was quite hostile.
Now, back to the final stop in your destination.
The climax to the whole tour was Machu Picchu. This city was built, I think, in the 14th century, but it was only recently been formally discovered, about 100 years ago. It's the lost city of the Incas. One can spend 4 days on a trek walking towards Machu Picchu, but we decided to take the bus. But nonetheless, it was totally awe-inspiring. As the footage shows, it's well preserved and absolutely unique.
How wonderful. Now, after taking a trip like this and, you know, obviously taking a lot of footage, where to from now? Are you inspired to maybe further this career?
Yes, totally. Since moving to Australia, I've changed my career with my interests and passion for photography and video work, with the immense amount of footage I have, not only of the South American tour, where I've got in excess of 5 hours of high definition footage. What I want to do is to develop documentaries. Also, I've set up a small business where I'm providing video services to the real estate sector. So I'm just following my passion, and I'm very, very excited as to what the future holds. And I must add that here in Australia, it seems to be a lot easier to follow my passion.
Thank you very much for coming in here today, John, to share your stories, experience and footage.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
If anyone's interested in viewing your footage, they're more than welcome to log on to the NatChat website and we can help them get in contact with you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much again for coming. Thanks for watching NatChat. I'm Amber Hardman and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time.